Smoke, Junior. They don't know what time it is.
T-Bug Crawford.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are really something else. You guys are really something else. You just don't know when to stop. You don't know when to quit. You don't know when to stop. Hit that like button for your boy. We on Bushido Boxing. This is what we're going to be for the remainder of 2023. But I've seen a list, right? The Bud Army, the Terence Crawford fan base, right? They had a list. One of my boys on Facebook had a list. And it is called the Aerosexual Excuses. Top 40. There's 40 of these boys. 40 excuses has been compiled and put into a list. And I'm going to go over these excuses. Because, you know, we heard rumors that the fight is coming up, the rematch, likely, you know, from Mike Capinger. So we got to take it with a grain of salt. But they said the fight is looking like it's going to be in February, right? This is what they're saying. I wouldn't say that's anything set in stone, right? But let's get to it. The number one excuse right here is loaded gloves, plaster, and rocks. Yes, right. Number one is the loaded gloves, right? They said that Terence Crawford had some loaded gloves. You know, they couldn't believe that the damage that he was putting on Errol Spence was happening. They just couldn't believe what they were seeing, right? He was putting the beats on Errol Spence Jr. Beat him up like no fighter has done before, right? Number two, neurological issues from the car wreck. This is something that a doctor came out with, saying that, you know, neurological issues, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, people really couldn't believe that Errol Spence looked, they really couldn't believe that he looked as bad as he did in that fight. So now we're going to say, well, it was the neurological issues from the car wreck. Number three, he was weight drained. Oh man, this is a good one. This is one of the best ones that you can even, weight drain. This is one of the original ones, right? This is one of the ones that everybody predicted that was going to be one of the main issues, or the main reasons that Spence would lose this fight. He was weight drained, right? Number four, paid off to lose / took a dive. Yeah, Errol Spence looked so bad in the fight that they felt that he just took a dive. I mean, come on. Errol Spence went up in there and got his ass kicked. He tried to make something happen, but he still took a dive. Okay. Number five, rib injury. Didn't spar last 6 weeks. Now, as I'm reading this, I didn't read this whole list because I wanted to kind of be a surprise to me, right? So, but number five says rib injury didn't spar last 6 weeks. Come on, man. Who said this? Right? Now, mind you guys, this isn't Errol Spence, and this is not a knock on Errol Spence. I'm just a humble messenger, right? I'm just reading off the excuses that the Spence Nation has been putting out into the boxing community, that the Bud fans has compiled and put into a list. I am just the messenger. Don't get mad at me. Number six, he was high. Now, when Errol Spence, they showed him, he did look high. Now, he probably was smoking on that the Spence pack, or he probably ate some edibles, or whatever the case may be. He definitely looked like he was high to me, right? I'm not even going to say he didn't. He looked like he was to me, but that don't excuse the fact that he got beat up that night, right? That doesn't excuse that he got beat up. Number seven, he didn't look right. He didn't look right. Now, I definitely heard this one as well, right? He didn't look right. You know, I heard this one personally. I heard this one from many people. He just simply didn't look right. But to me, he looked like the same Errol Spence that fought Eugenio August over a year prior, right? Number eight, too many car accidents. And like I said, you guys, I'm just a humble messenger, right? I'm just a humble messenger. Too many car accidents, bro. I mean, Errol Spence been in car crashes left and right. So many car crashes. He started learning how to ride a damn horse. Okay, so many car accidents. He started to learn how to ride a horse. Number nine, inactivity long layoff ring rust. I mean, that goes without saying, right? Is it an excuse? Yeah, it could be, right? But it's facts. He had a lot of inactivity. He had a lot of long layoffs, and more than likely he has some ring rust. A guy like Terence Crawford is a very sharp fighter, very disciplined fighter. He's in the gym all year round. Terence Crawford ain't playing around. Number 10. Now this is a good one. It says Bud is on a snack. Hired Victor Conte. Oh man. Now this is one of the main ones that I've been seeing more recently. People still lingering on to this. The guys that still can't believe it, right? The guys that the Spence fans are still holding strong, and they still can't believe it. They are saying that the snack program is the reason why. Crawford's got them snacks, right? He eat them snacks. He's like Popeye. He eat them snacks, and then you can't stop him, right? This is what these guys are saying out here, that he's on the snack program. He's dealing with Victor Conte, the Balco guy, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, this is comical. This is very comical, right? But like I said, I'm just a messenger here. I'm just a messenger. Number 11, Derek James has too many fighters now. Oh man, look, Derek James has an abundance of fighters, abundance of top name fighters that's going to need a lot of his time and attention. Hey, look, Errol Spence is his number one guy. He should have been all hands on deck with Errol Spence to prepare him for that monster Terence Bud Crawford, right? But going into that fight, they seem to have been overconfident and underestimating Terence Bud Crawford. Then it says, number 12, Spence gave up too much in the negotiations, and it took a lot out of him. I'm trying my best not to laugh, you guys. I'm trying my best not to laugh. I'm trying my best to just be unbiased. Oh man, good job for the guys who put this together and just did their thing, and remembering all the nonsense that's out there, because going into this rematch, he's oh my god, he said he gave up too much in he gave up too much in negotiations, and it took a lot out of him, y'all. Oh man, I think this is going to get better as we go. Oh man, now mind you guys, like I said, I didn't look at these or nothing. I just saw the list. I saw it like, okay, let me go ahead and just. All right, number 13, Bud joined the Illuminati. Oh man, I got to get my soundboard hooked up, man. Oh my god. Now this one, I didn't hear this one. I never heard this one, me personally, but I'm sure that this has been stated. I'm sure this has been said out there in the boxing community. I'm sure. I'm almost certain that some guys out there just saying, Bud is joining Illuminati. He can't lose. He's too good. What the hell is going on? Right? Number 14, Spence's girlfriend drugged him after an argument before the fight. Now, this is something that I've heard early on, like right after the fight. Guys were saying that he got to an argument with his girl in the back and she drugged him. It's like, come on, man. What are you guys doing, bro? Like, seriously, what are we doing here? Errol Spence himself didn't make no excuses. He's actually just chilling, living his best life. Number 15, Al Heyman made Errol Spence pay for fighting Bud against his wishes. Oh, man, bro. So Errol Spence went through that ass whooping. He went through all of that what? And wait, what? So Al Heyman did this? Come on, bro. Errol, look at your fan base, dog. We gotta check this. We gotta check this shit. We gotta check this shit, bro. That sounds crazy, bro. Why would Al Heyman want his star fighter to get his ass kicked like that by a free agent dude. Are you kidding me, bro? Now, I do believe that they probably didn't want him to really deal with Crawford, probably because they felt like he couldn't beat him. Probably, right? Something behind the scenes. But I don't think it was something serious to the point where Al Heyman has something to do with him getting his ass kicked. Number 16. Blu-ray was not part of the training team. Now, this is a good one. When Blu-ray was with Spence, Errol Spence was on a KO streak. Blu-ray, for whatever he was doing with the team, he seemed to be a valuable asset. And once he left the team, it seemed like Spence has kind of he just wasn't putting out as much, right? Was Blu-ray a factor? I don't know. He could have been, but Derrick James seemed like it's his show or no show, right? Derrick James seems like he don't want nobody else involved but him. He wants all the shine, and I think that could be a detriment to a lot of his fighters and to him. And this is probably why it works for Crawford so well, because if Bomac's down or Red or Saul, there's always somebody else to pick it up. 3-man team. Derrick James needs a team, especially if he has a big team of high-profile fighters that he will have to put a lot of attention to. But Derrick James don't want nobody. He wants to do all the work himself, right? That's what it looks like to me. Blu-ray may or may not have been a valuable asset to Errol Spence. I don't know. Number 17. Spence was a clone. That wasn't really Errol. Oh, man. We got to put the tinfoil hat on some of these dudes out here, bro. Go sit their asses in the corner. Put that tinfoil hat on them. Number 18. The Vegas Heat hurt Errol Spence. Oh, wow. We got a guy that trains in the Inferno, but the Vegas Heat hurt him. Oh, man. Come on, man. Y'all got to do better than that. Number 19. Derrick James did not prepare Spence. It seemed like Derrick James was trying to prepare Spence. And when they was working on stuff during the open workout, it seemed like they just couldn't get it down. Whatever they was working on, they couldn't get it down. I don't think Errol Spence was prepared for Terence Crawford at all. I think they took Crawford for granted. I don't think they really took him seriously. I think they thought that he was really chinny. I think they really thought that he was really weak. I think they thought he was just really beating up on bums. All right? I think they started really believing their own hype, and I think they really was just truly dismissive of Terence Crawford, and they paid for it. I don't think he prepared Errol Spence like he needed to for a guy like Terence Crawford, who, in my opinion, was always going to be a horrible stylistic matchup for him. Number 20. Karma for the alleged Mo3 situation. Well, yeah, this is a good one. This is a big one. But I don't want to get too deep into it, right? I already got a video on it about the Mo3 situation. It's on Bushido Boxing TV. Go check it out about the Mo3 situation. I got a couple of videos. I might get one on this channel as well. Talking about that Mo3 situation. Not me personally talking about it, because I don't know nothing about the Texas politics and Texas street beef. It's the guys down there on the scenes talking about it. Okay, I got the videos on the channels. Go check them out. Yeah. Number 21. Ate bad goat soup the night before he fought. Ate bad goat soup the night before the fight. / food poisoning. Oh my God, bro. This is one I never heard before. I never heard this one. He ate bad goat soup. Like, who? Just making up anything. Crazy. Number 22. Spence spoke out against the sanctioned bodies and they made him pay. Now, this sounds ridiculous. Sanctioned bodies made him pay. How? What? How? Right? Well, Errol Spence did say, what are these sanction fees for? What are we paying to? What is his money's going? Right? And that's a very valid question. And I'm 100% behind him on that. Like, why do these fighters got to pay sanction fees for what? What are y'all doing with the money? There's no retirement plan. There's no union. No nothing. No insurance for us. Where are you putting this money? Where's this money going? Why are we, So yeah, that was a very valid question. And Crawford asked that same question as well. Further down the line, right? Number 23, Bernie the Boxer. Bernie Davis. Crawford's hype man, right? They call him Bud's hype, but they say he's Bud hype man now, right? Bernie the Boxer paid a mole to be a part of Spence training camp. Wow. So Bernie Davis, Bernie the boxer, paid a mole to watch Spence in training camp. Are we getting serious right now, bro? Are we serious? I mean, this is what these guys are doing, man. Right? This is the type of stuff that's out there. Some of this stuff is new to me. I never even heard any of this stuff. It's like, what? Who said that? Number 24, Spence water was spiked. Oh my goodness, bro. His water was spiked, dude. Oh man, Spence always looked like that. Spence always had bad balance, bro. He always had bad balance. He always got he got sloppy in fights. It seemed like after a certain point, maybe I would say really after the accidents, Errol Spence just really got sloppy, lethargic. He just wasn't as explosive and as twitchy as he was maybe when he fought a guy like Lamont Peterson. Go back and watch the Peterson fight. Spence was nasty, right? But over time, it seemed like he just, but I don't think it was no damn spiked water. Come on, bro. Why would Derrick James, who's spiking Spence water? He was high walking out there. They say he was high, then his water was spiked. I mean, come on, man. Number 26, Daniel Kinahan. Oh, man. Daniel Kinahan. Oh, man. The Irish crime lord, right? The dude that had his hands into some boxing. They say Bud has something to do with him, but whatever the case may be, now they saying that Daniel Kinahan is the reason why Errol Spence got mollywopped from pillar to post. Number 27, Bud is on PEDs, and this relates to the Victor Conte snack program. They say Crawford, there's just no way that this dude is just this strong and just beat up Errol Spence, a much bigger guy like he did. There's no way he could just do this, right? This is what these guys are saying. So he's just simply on PEDs. He never tested positive. He's on all this testing, right? The VADA testing and all that, right? He's doing all that stuff. Never pop hot, never know nothing. But he's on PEDs. Number 28, rabbit punches behind the head. You say that Bud was punching Spence behind the head. Now, Spence was leaning down when Crawford was throwing some of his punches. Spence was leaning down into those punches. And when Spence likes to lean down, and when he does his punches, he likes to lean down. And Crawford threw his punch, and the punch may have hit him in the back of his head. It's kind of Spence's fault. And if it was a rabbit punch, definitely wasn't intentional. It's because Spence is sloppy, off balance, and all over the place. Feet all over the damn place. All over the damn place. He was all over the place in that fight. 29. Errol was walking in quicksand. What the hell is that, bro? Let me move on, bro. Number 30. Errol was hypnotized to lose. Hypnotized to lose? Come on, you guys. I know these guys really didn't say this, right? I know there's not somebody that literally pressed send after they typed some shit like that, bro, on the internet. I'm telling you, put that tin hat on them, put their asses in the corner, man. Number 31, Shakur told Bud Errol's game plan before the fight. Oh man, then he even got laughing emojis after this one. This is just crazy, bro. Number 32, the fight only did 700K pay-per-view buys. What? Number 33, Bud had a cold and gave it to Errol. Wow. Now Crawford did say he was sick, I think during like the week of or the week prior. But they say he gave the code to Errol. That's funny as hell. Number 34, Errol was handicapped. I don't know what that means, bro. Number 35, Errol had no legs and couldn't walk. Like he was walking in quicksand. Okay, so this goes back to the quicksand. I mean, Errol he never had fast feet or no shit like that, bro. We should have already known it was going to be a better footwork advantage for Crawford and everything else, man. And everything else. Spence wasn't able to control the fight with his jab like he normally does. And if Spence isn't able, and this is one of the main things for the guys that was leaning towards Crawford. If he takes Spence's jab away, what is Spence going to do? Spence couldn't do nothing but try to take risk and make something happen. Land something big. And when he did land, it did absolutely nothing. Number 36, he needed a tune-up. And Mr. No, I don't need tune-ups. He definitely needed a tune-up. before he got up in there with a monster like Terence Crawford. But Errol Spence is a warrior. He's a G. He said, I don't take tune-ups. I get right into the fire. Got to respect it. But they say some of his fans say that's the reason why he lost, because he didn't take a tune-up. Number 37, Errol overtrained and left it all in the gym. This is one of the things that they were saying about Crawford going into that fight, that he's probably overtraining. But now Errol was overtrained and he left it all in the gym. Number 38, Errol looked lethargic and had no power. Well, yeah, he did. He looked very lethargic and he had absolutely no power. I mean, that's exactly what it looked like. Yeah. And he was in there with a guy that wasn't playing no games. That was a much, much stronger guy. Number 39, Bud dipped his wraps in cold water, turning his tape into plaster/cast. So they're saying this is what causes significant facial damage to Errol Spence's. You know, Crawford had plaster wraps, loaded gloves. They said Bud's gloves was loaded. Okay, nice one. Number 40, it says Errol equilibrium and balance was off. I mean, his equilibrium and balance was off because he was getting knocked around the fucking ring, right? He was getting his head beat in from pillar to post. He was a punch bag in there. Crawford was laying it down every punch he threw, right? The stats of that fight was staggering. I don't think people talking about the stats of that fight. The actual numbers was staggering. Crawford, it was a masterclass performance of a fight of that magnitude. And going to a rematch, it's going to be a hard sell for a lot of people because it's such a lopsided beatdown. But these excuses, I mean, it's not going to work. If these excuses is something that you're going to use to try to take away the fact that Terence Crawford just is better than Errol Spence Jr., then you're going to be sadly mistaken if they hop in this rematch. If this rematch gets signed and everything goes down, y'all going to be sadly mistaken. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be even worse. Errol Spence himself didn't come out with no excuses. Right? Errol Spence himself didn't come out with no excuses. Errol Spence, he's a warrior. He's a warrior. But his fans, they something else. But yeah, you guys, that's the top 40 excuses from Errol Spence fans. Look, man, the Bud Army out here. Right? The Bud Army out here. I'm just a humble messenger, man. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.